Terima kasih kepada Tiara Kusuma yang telah menyumbangkan peragaan busana kali ini.
Kita beri aplaus yang meriah kepada Tiara Kusuma. Terima kasih. Di akhir penghujung saya dari Ratmanto mohon maaf apabila ada kata-kata yang tidak berkenan dan ada kesalahan penyebutan nama, gelar dan sebagainya. Kami sekali lagi mohon maaf. Terima kasih atas kehadirannya, peran sertanya, sponsor, dan untuk terakhir Bapak Kepala Sekolah SMP MTSN Pundong akan memberikan beberapa persembahan penutup dan dipersilakan Bapak Kepala Sekolah untuk menutup rangkaian acara ini. Dipersilakan Bapak Kepala Sekolah untuk membawa adik-adik sekolahnya untuk menutupnya.
Terima kasih. Hadirin yang kami hormati, sebagai penutup acara pada kesempatan sore hari ini, kami akan membawakan 3 buah lagu. Lagu yang pertama, sesuai dengan pesan anti terorisme, kami membuat sebuah lagu ciptaan kami dengan judul Segala Karunia. Kemudian nanti akan ditutup dengan 2 lagu tuladan, yaitu lagu Gundul-Gundul Pacul karya Sunan Kalijogo dan lagu Jaranan ciptaan Kiai Sukatno.
Segenap alam ciptaanmu
segala perhatian dan hadirnya pada kesempatan ini, dan mohon maaf bila ada kekurangan. Dan kapan-kapan kita tunggu di Madrasah Sanawiyah Negeri Bundo dengan ciri khas bakmi pedasnya. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Koleksi busana dari desainer-desainer ternama. So, silakan untuk mengajak para kerabatnya, saudaranya, tetangganya juga untuk datang dan saksikan Batik Fashion Show nanti yang masih diserahkan acara Jogja International Batik Biennale 2016.
Waktunya luas, satu persatu ditanyakan tatanya. Kita terakhir
mau PKL di mana?
Adopsi itu misalnya yang mesin itu penanam padi itu.
Bendera Indonesia, Dek. Yang mana, Dek?
Indonesia,
Hop, pelan-pelan. Sedikit. Tagline wae ya, misal. Oh. Wah. Pakai gunting pelan-pelan loh, Dek. Hati-hati loh ya.
Dek, ambilkan ini, Dek. Satu buat tamunya. Iya. Ditarik.
Pelan-pelan. Dah. Udah cukup. Dah, yuk. Dah, yuk. Kita beri tepuk tangan yang meriah. Terima kasih, Dek. Sampai belangkone. Walah.
Philosophy of participation.
Because philosophy from this.
So I would like to ask your opinion about our right to. You heard about the president. What do you have in mind? What do you have in mind about our right? What's your curiosity about this?
Together,
Bring together
bring
people.
together from different countries. Because I was like first time in Indonesia, but I remember Indonesian Brexit before I buy and I have interesting book, but very hard book, Indonesian art, Batik. And I studied in St. Petersburg in Russia, but in this Academy of Art, I studied batik method make take from was take from Indonesia. Your method,
Yeah.
hot batik, and I think batik, but I saw your people very bright, very look like butterflies, just very beautiful. But in Azerbaijan, this little problem that Azerbaijan man like try to make all piece more brightly.
So you would like to produce it
Yeah.
in a new.
This is very hard. Don't I like batik very much. I'm 35 years I make batik. I like
A
it.
lot of works you have done.
And I'm very happy that what thanks organized committee Lodges International Batik, I first time come to
My country.
is to Georgia is birth of Batik.
Do you think that Georgia really is the city of
Georgia. Island Java, and I study always Batik before Island Java. This I'm very happy that now this place. Thank you, your organized committee, people very much.
Yes.
Be present for me.
Thank you, Mother.
I'm sorry, my microphone.
No. You're one. happy with your presentation and your information.
Dapat berkumpul di tempat di kantor pemerintah daerah Kabupaten Bantul malam hari ini.
Okay, thanks God the Almighty that we can meet together in this hall.
Atas nama pemerintah Kabupaten Bantul, kami menyampaikan apresiasi kepada jajaran panitia Jogja International Batik Biennale 2016 atas prakarsanya menyelenggarakan kegiatan yang sangat positif ini.
Apa Pak? Ada kemarin dari gubernur.
Oh Pak Tasbih teko. Wah, gopo iki. Tapi Pak Tasbih di sini dengan di sini.
Terus
salah satu budaya Indonesia ya, sudah dari Trisakti itu kan di bidang politik, di bidang ekonomi, dan di bidang budaya. Intinya semua kita harus mandiri, kita harus berdikari dan kita ini harus berdaulat. Tetapi kalau saya berpendapat bahwa politik yang benar itu juga politik yang berbudaya. Ekonomi yang benar ya ekonomi yang berbudaya. Budayanya budaya mana? Budaya sendiri, kepribadian sendiri, yaitu budaya Indonesia. Jadi politik yang benar, yang berdaulat, tidak hanya berdaulat, tetapi dia harus berdasarkan budaya Indonesia. Ekonomi yang benar tidak hanya mandiri, tetapi mandiri yang berdasarkan budaya Indonesia. Apa itu? Kekeluargaan. Nah, ekonominya ekonomi kekeluargaan, gotong royong. Kemudian berarti yang namanya budaya itu adalah benteng terakhir. Benteng pertama bisa lolos atau rusak sedikit politik itu bisa enggak apa-apa. Rusak ekonomi kita masih bisa hidup. Tapi kalau kita sudah rusak budaya, sudah tidak ada lagi bangsa Indonesia. Nah itu, nah inilah tentang budaya itu. Nah batik ini adalah salah satu ciri khas budaya Indonesia. Berarti batik ini, nah sedangkan tadi itu gerakan teror ini kan sebetulnya untuk menghancurkan kemandirian, untuk menghancurkan kedaulatan, dan untuk menghancurkan kepribadian bangsa kita. Nah, oleh karena itu, karena benteng kita terakhir itu adalah budaya, maka yang membentengi terhadap terorisme, datangnya terorisme, itu adalah budaya. Kalau kita berbudaya baik, maka terorisme tidak akan bisa masuk ke Indonesia. Gitu.
Ya, terus bagaimana Pak dengan pendapat bahwa gerakan melalui anti-terorisme ini maka adalah sebagai media komunikasi gerakan deradikalisasi bagaimana?
Ya, makanya itu saya setuju. Oleh karena itu pendalaman terhadap budaya itu sebetulnya adalah melawan terorisme. Terorisme secara fisik dilawan memang mungkin itu dengan pertahanan, dengan militer, dengan ini, ya kan? Tetapi itu tidak cukup. Kenapa? Karena itu paling menghancurkan oknum teroris itu sendiri. Tapi ideologi terorisme belum ini. Ya, masih bisa masuk virus dan sebagainya. Oleh karena itu melawan terorisme yang paling istilahnya yang paling strategis, yang paling mendasar itu adalah bagaimana kita menguatkan budaya yang berpribadian Indonesia. Apa itu kepribadiannya? Pancasila. Jadi budaya Indonesia itu kepribadiannya itu adalah Pancasila. Jadi Pancasila itulah yang menjadi kekuatan yang paling strategis, yang mendasar untuk melawan terorisme. Itu ini masuk di sini nih. Jadi hebat sekali.
After opening ceremony yesterday, and until now, today, we already finished our program on International Symposium. So, after we maybe discuss about the batik, about what can I say, maybe discussing about batik for traditional education, let's just relax, and I hope you can enjoy this dinner. And this dinner, I think, is part of the Jogja Batik Biennale program. And in this occasion, I would like to tell all of you that Jogja International Batik Biennale is one program which is designed, planned, and also pursued by Yogyakarta Batik stakeholder. So in this time, I would like to thank for Yogyakarta Special Regional Government, Yogyakarta Regional Cultural Council, Yogyakarta Regional Education Council, Yogyakarta Regional Craft Council, and also Dekranas, and also companies, organizations which support this JBB. This JBB, I think the first JBB is one program of Jogja as a responsibility, Jogja as the world city of Batik. So in this program, we stress about how to increase our knowledge, how to share and discuss about knowledge of Batik. So I hope when we have exhibition and also symposium, and the day after tomorrow we have a workshop. We want to be, I hope we can get the best knowledge about batik. And then we can also give education for consumer, consumer education about batik. Ladies and gentlemen, this JEBP actually already planned and prepared by previous chairman, Brother Mr. Ati Adisakti. Unfortunately, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala already called him, and he passed away during Hidu for preparing this JEBP. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's pray together for him. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mari kita berdoa untuk Bapak Ati Adisakti dan bagi agama Islam. Mari kita lapaskan Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Rahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Thanks for praying, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is what I would like to tell to all of you. Once again, thanks for joining this JEBP, and I hope tomorrow we still have another program. We will visit museum. So after visiting museum, I think we can discuss what about the history of batik and what we have to do now and in the future. And the day after tomorrow, we still have also program workshop, and I think will be led by Dr. Sita. And this is a collaboration, international collaboration, foreigner and Indonesian, to think about how to work batik, especially for architectural perspective. Once again, thanks for joining all of the program, and on behalf of organizing committee, I think maybe we have mistake or maybe lack of, not when I say maybe you don't continue with our thing. So I ask you to apologize for anything. Thank you very much and enjoy this dinner. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Just like yesterday at dinner, I was just asked a few minutes ago to make a speech. But I am honored to be here, and here I am honored with the presence of Her Highness Princess Kaiyum, who is now with us, and we are also happy to see you again. I think I'm going to comment before I forget, maybe at the end of my talk, that for fashion shows we always see the number of audience is double or triple than that in seminars or lectures or whatever. So now you have more than double or triple of the seminar audience. So we in the World Craft Council and Asia Pacific region in general, we all concentrate on craft, and we rarely used to concentrate on fashion. But recently, or a few years ago, fashion became part of our program. You know, in addition to seminars, exhibitions, forums, etc., or workshops, we are now having more fashion shows. I don't know, in my term now, we used the first week we started with a traditional costume fashion show in Kuwait. And since then, I think we have 3 or 4 fashion shows, which were organized by Mr. Edwin Ong, who is my senior vice president. I don't know if I have inspired him more than before. I'm very happy for that. He is an artist, and he is really a very good fashion designer. You will see his collection now. I want to say now that fashion has not been our problem, but because fashion now is invading the globe, we are trying to use it as a gate through which to enter to the market. So now, as we have seen earlier, that textiles now and fashion, they are entering the market, and globally. Leather work as well for bags or anything, jewelry as well. So many of our crafts now are entering through this gate of fashion. I would also like to say something a little personal. When I was very young, I was slim like this girl. And I remember I was with my husband in London in one Italian boutique, and they asked me, they said, do you mind if I take your wife modeling for us? He said, you can take her. It seems she wants to get rid of me. So when I look at myself now, because I do not watch my diet, I am not doing enough exercise. So I got bigger and bigger, and now it's very difficult for me to find anything. You know, when I go beautiful things and I can't choose anything, I choose things baggy, low cover. I found it first in Germany and now in the States. So this is a message for all of you young girls. Just watch your figure, watch a healthy diet and exercise, so that you will enjoy fashion, which is now invading the whole world. Okay, thank you very much.
Faculty of Cultural Studies, Universitas Gadjah Mada, and he is expertise in Sanskrit and ancient Java philology, and he holds bachelor degrees in Nusantara Literature, Faculty of Science, Universitas Gadjah Mada, and he continued to study ancient Java and Sanskrit philosophy in Leiden, Utrecht, and Groningen. Is in the Netherlands. I think we're supposed to bring him all the time into Jakarta. So we invite Pak Manu, please. He will present on a Tulis Tirtayat origin, network, and root of the Mataram Batik in the Javanese culture ecologies. Time is yours, Pak Manu. Persilakan. Okay, he better to stay here.
About my research on batik. This article is actually my research, and this is the short summary. Firstly, I want to tell to you about why I try to write about these topics. Firstly, I have an experience with the dissertation of PhD thesis of my college in Leiden, Professor Ben Arps. He wrote the Japanese Tembang, and he discovered the situation that Tembang is come from two culture area, Yogyakarta and Banyuwangi. I'm very surprised. And few months ago, I also read an article in Kompas, in Selisih Batik, on Banyuwangi batik tradition, and I find that Banyuwangi and Yogyakarta have in similarity. I stressed it also, and then I think why the two areas have same situation, particularly in batiks. And then I try to read many manuscripts, particularly in Old Japanese manuscript, Middle Japanese manuscript, and then I find that the manuscript can answer my questions. Yeah. So I will try to read my paper here. Wherever people go, they seem to feel connection between themselves and the earth, on which they ponder, where their homes are built, their animals roam, and their crops grow. It may locate itself where they are living and roaming at that very moment to which they make connection, but it may be also that this connection is made more through country. A place or paradise elsewhere, and not to that particular spot where they are at present. The connection is to where, as in a better place, in a better world, in a better universe, in a future and a remote past. And amidst all of that in human experience, Earth is described in general, and yet somewhere else can be even more described. The land, so dearly beloved, may connect people with the past, with his long gone, in which their divine forefathers, ancestors, and even their god or gods roam there. Connection to this place made this link present-day human with ancient tradition, with a path which their forefathers have honored, either in naturally or in what we call mythical actuality. Of course, from a historical point of view, it needs not to be so that the forefathers actually walked there in flesh and blood. It may be a legend or myth through which this connection is made. Yet tradition can place forefathers or divine ancestors in a seemingly timeless time, in which fact such are actually historical character of events or lesser importance. Things happen in the past as conceived by the past generation and handed on to posterity. Even by the mere acceptance of these ideas, one may tread a part of the forefathers, believing a certain cycle of myths or living with the relative truth of this tradition, the authority of which is not questioned, as it may not be matter believing, but rather matter living with the certain idea, speculation about how the universe works and how the human fits into it, since one into a child of that particular tradition, of that particular race, and that particular tribe and family. Humans has been roaming the earth for so long now. It is certain that things or phenomena one witness now have been seen and experienced by the past generation, and will also be witnessed by the future generation. Places connect us and put us in a dialogue with the past, with the future, and also with the fellow humans of today. This is the concern of this article. Scribes of the earth has been, and as things looks now, will be the topic of great deal of interaction and dialogue between humans. The land we walk on unites us. We share the same earth, and yet the same earth divides us. At least our claims and reactions to others may create division between us and them. And it is precisely that makes the earth an interesting subject for dialogue. even intercultural and religious dialogue. As matters such as fairness and inclusiveness quickly come into this dialogue, why is that what should concern us so often solved at the same time as a cause of major wars and conflict instead of something that should concern all of us? Perhaps connection and division originate in the same field, the concern that humans have for that particular area. In this study, I will focus mainly on Mataram, not only Raja located in the southern center of Java, but also as the great mythical Java Dwipa, this great location that is part of idealist world surrounding the center of volcano Merapi, where the gods live. That is the believing of Yogyakarta community in the past, that Merapi is the place of gods. Merapi changed the function of Himalaya in India. This, for the Celtics, we have own toponymy. It's different than in India. When these two coincide, modern Japanese community and the mythical Java Dwipa, a midnight history touch, a fusion is born that arouses mixed feelings. Yet in a way, it fits perfectly into Japanese tradition of renewing current thinking while modifying, rather than changing, the heritage from the past. It fits into concepts Tantrayana, any self-respecting Japanese philosophy will call itself, especially now, a new perspective, but one that is deeply embedded in the tradition as such. Nothing is changed, it is completed. In this case, I would like to apply my philological approach to understanding the origin, networks, intellectual role of Mataram Batiks and Japanese cultural ecology. Ladies and gentlemen,